night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, broadcasting from the heart of Merritt, British Columbia. It is again I, Mike Martins, your humble servant, bringing you this. They're calling it Wuhan virus, coronavirus, putting cities on lockdown. Lots going on. I got a lot of boots on the ground in China that have been sending me actual footage here. We'll get to it in a second. So we're getting a lot of people with boots on the ground giving us information, like straight to us, like not sent anywhere else. So Wuhan virus spreads as China puts cities on lockdown and scraps New Year's celebrations. Authorities in China have enforced a partial lockdown in the city of Wuhan, as well as nearby Huanggang and Izhuao, as authorities battle to contain a deadly coronavirus outbreak. Okay, guys, so let's get back to basics here. Where was that article? What is coronavirus? Okay, here it is. Coronavirus from WebMD. So this is coming from us from WebMD. Coronavirus. A coronavirus is a kind of common virus that causes an infection in your nose, sinuses, and upper throat. Most coronaviruses are not dangerous. Some types of them are serious, although about 858 people have died in the Middle East respiratory syndrome, MERS. It's almost like a form of SARS, I guess, if you want to say it like that. And which first appeared in 2012 in Saudi Arabia, and then in other countries in the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and Europe. In April 2014, the first American was hospitalized for MERS. In Indian, okay, but let's go into what is. Okay, here it is. This is what the coronavirus is. Coronaviruses were first identified in the 1960s, but we don't know where they come from. They get their name from their crown-like shaped, sometimes but not often. A coronavirus can infect both animals and humans. Okay, good. We got people in the comments. It's showing 0 people watching. Oh, wow, we got a $5 super chat here from Vladimir Vova Tass is saying, brother, this is not as serious, because CNN is reporting this. Love your show. Stick together. Don't fall. Divide. Conquer schemes. That's right. But let's see what they're. I got footage that CNN doesn't have. So, yeah. Brother John's asking if the store is closed today. No, it's not. I open at 11 a.m. It's still 9 o'clock in the morning. It's early. So we got Lisa saying hi. We got GP100. It's time to buy food and water. Sure, it doesn't hurt. Kevin Tavar says, Mike, I left you an article about Quebec coronavirus cases. You did? Okay, I'll look it up on Facebook. Okay. Hey, Mike, store closed today? No. We open at 11. We have cases here in California now, says Lisa. Stephen Williams says China manufacturing disease now, exporting in the world. So this is a big deal, guys, because could it go out of hand? It can. You know why? I'll tell you why. It's because nowadays you could be anywhere in the world within less than 16 hours. You could be anywhere on the planet. I could be here right now in Merritt. I could take a drive down, a 4 hour drive. I could be in Seattle in 4 hours driving, right? Okay, so you want to get more technical? I could get 2 hours to the coast, and I could get it on a plane, and I could be in the Philippines in 14 hours. That's including my drive to the coast. So, I could be anywhere. I could be in Toronto in 4.5 hours from here. So, we're in a position right now where we could be anywhere, anytime, right? And people fleeing is these cities that are on lockdown. The problem is with that, people are going to get more nervous and want to move around, right? Most coronaviruses spread the same way other cold viruses do. That's horrible, because that means it's airborne. That means if someone sneezes somewhere on something, you go touch it a few hours later, yeah, that's not going to fly. through the infected people coughing and sneezing, by touching an infected person's hand or face, or by touching things such as doorknobs right there that infected people have touched. Almost everyone gets a coronavirus infection at least once in their life, most likely as a young child. In the United States, coronaviruses are more common in the fall and winter, but anyone can come down with a coronavirus infection at any time. Common symptoms. The symptoms of most coronaviruses are similar to any of the upper respiratory infection, including runny nose, coughing, sore throat, and sometimes a fever. In most cases, you won't know whether you have a coronavirus or a different cold causing a virus such as rhinovirus. You could get lab tests, including nose and throat cultures and blood work, to find out whether your cold was a cause of coronavirus. So all my kids were sick. The whole house was sick. Everybody except me got our blood work done because I was sick earlier than everybody else. I was sick before Christmas. Then after Christmas, everybody else got sick. Yeah, someone says, great show, never trust anything CNN says. Yeah, no. This is from WebMD, okay, guys? They're just telling us what coronaviruses are. You could get lab tests, okay, but if coronavirus infection spreads to the lower respiratory tract, your windpipe and lungs, it could cause pneumonia, especially in older people or people with heart disease or people with a weakened immune system. There is no vaccine for coronavirus. Oh, don't you worry. You know how the elites are. Let's create a vaccine and save the world. But realistically, how much is it going to help? I got to be careful what I say here so I don't get shut down. To help prevent coronavirus infection, do the same things you do to avoid a common cold. Wash your hands. Keep your hands and fingers away from your eyes and nose. Avoid close contact with people who are infected. Get plenty of rest. Drink fluids. Take over-the-counter medicine, sore throat, and fever, but don't give aspirin to children or teens younger than 19. Use ibuprofen or acetaminophen instead. I don't know what this is. Humidifier or steamy shower could also help ease the sore and scratchy throat. Okay, so what is going on? You go to WebMD. So we got fake news, the counterfeit news network, saying, when on virus spreads as China puts cities on lockdown and scraps New Year celebrations. So this is actually happening because I actually spoke to people in China that have worked to get this information out on the ground. Here it is, coming from our very own correspondent, German Instincts, who got this. So this is footage you are not seeing anywhere else. So you're not seeing any of this anywhere else. So here it goes. So they got these like separation areas here. So I'm not sure what they're saying. I wish my wife speaks Chinese. She's not Chinese, but she speaks it. And then this is another one here. I'm not sure. It looks like they're closing off the airport here. So if you look here, it looks like they're all at the airport. And I guess, man, I wish I knew what these guys were saying, man. I have no idea what these guys are saying. Here they are in a hospital here. Apparently people are being sent home. I'm not sure what they're saying here. Unfortunately, I can't translate. My wife left to school with the kids, so... Yeah, that's just people. It looks like they closed off this area. So this is the train station here. And then here's the other one here. Oh, this got music. I can't play this. So there it is. This is actual footage from the ground in China. And that's what we have so far here on the channel. We got Owen here. And we got Richard the Observer says, strokes, heart, young and old. Jim B747 says, great show, never trust anything CNN says. You're right. You're right, worry big time. But no, this is something that we need to keep an eye on, guys. And that's what it is. I'm not trying to hear to spread, to spread the damn virus. I'm just here to create awareness on how to protect yourself from it, what you do in cause and effects. So it's basically, so here's what happens if the World Health Organization declares a new coronavirus as a global health emergency. Remember, guys, we read in the WebMD that it is a common cold, but is it a different strain? Do we even know what we're dealing with? That's the question, right? So Kevin Tavares says this virus is man-made. It's a population control. Okay, it could be man-made. It could have been man-made. It could have been like Lyme disease and other diseases that left Plum Island. I think it was Plum Island or that Mile Island or Jekyll Island or whatever. I don't even remember. Toronto, as a global health officials prepare to hold a second emergency meeting on a new virus that has killed 17 people and infected more than 500 others in China. Questions remain on how concerning the situation is for other countries. The problem with Canada is that and Australia is that a majority of our flights coming in and out, and the majority of people coming into Canada in and out, are from China. So we have to be super careful. I think 50% or 60 or maybe even 70%, because I don't know people coming in from Europe coming here anymore. I don't know, like there's a lot of, it's not travel seasons to Canada right now, so it's not like summer and people are coming in. So we got to be super careful, right? The World Health Organization will meet again in Geneva the day after the initial meeting on Wednesday, in which officials say they need more information before declaring a new coronavirus as a global health emergency. Emergency precautions are already in place around China, where it's one of the busiest travel times ahead of the New Year celebrations. Yes, they're scrapping the New Year celebrations in China. So we got Jack McCalith saying now it's in the UK. And then we got Owen says, out of curiosity, does anyone know exactly why they named this disease corona? Oh, I'll tell you what it means. I don't even have to look it up. I know what corona means. The coronavirus is like, if you look at it under a microscope, it looks like the sun. You know the sun, when you got this coronas on the sun? That's what they mean by the coronavirus. It's the sun. The little ends of the sun, the mass coronas from the sun. And that's how the virus looks like in our body, with coronas sticking out of it. And that's why they call it the coronavirus. That's why they have Corona beer. It means the sun. And that's why they have Sol beer in Mexico. Sol means sun. So it's kind of like a copycat of Corona. But the Corona is, you know what I mean. All right. What is the World Health Organization waiting for? So they're waiting for proof is what they're waiting for, and what to do. What would change in Canada? A global health emergency would change much at home. He added, much in thanks to 17 years of preparation for other outbreaks such as SARS. So we do have some sort of safety net in place. So that safety net basically has been put in place since the SARS virus came in from China a few years ago. Oh, that was like 12, 13 years, 14 years ago. A law onto self-limiting fallout of coronavirus will depend on countering public panic. So people are leaving certain cities or towns to avoid. The first North American case goes in Wuhan. Coronavirus was identified in Washington State on Tuesday. Infectious disease researchers and veterans of the 2003 Toronto SARS outbreaks said the social and economic fallout would depend largely on how well the public officials can communicate and counter unnecessary panic. So here it is in China. Here's the footage we have in China itself, coming from the ground there to the channel directly, to our. So it looks like here they are quarantining this area here and giving oxygen or some sort of a tanks going to it to filter the air. Alongside the hospital there. Then you got the bus station here that's closed down. There it is there. The bus station. It looks like that's an airport, guys. I'm sorry. It's not the bus station. And then we got people here freaking out in the hospital. I'm not sure why, but it looks like they're turning people away from the hospital, from what I've heard from sources on the ground. I'm waiting for Shanghai Larry. He's on his way to Macau to message me. He can't message me from mainland China because he's scared of basically being a statistics. Here we go. Here we got. This looks like it's one of the major ports of exit, I guess. I'm not sure if it's a major port of exit. I'm not sure what it is. But that's from the ground there. Hold on. We got a message from Shanghai. Larry just said, oh, you're live. Good. Nothing else after that. So he just says, I'm live. FV says, hey, Mike, it's crazy. What's happening over there? Good. A global outbreak will stop mass immigration instantly. I don't know. I don't know if that would happen, because in my opinion, living in Canada would be like, oh, these poor people, get them in here and get them treated. We'll save them. We could see that angle too, guys. Watch out. This is Canada. Don't forget. This is not Europe where close the borders. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But no. So we do have safety nets in place here in Canada to help us or save us, or probably a lot better than some other countries, right? So here it is. Second report coming out early this morning, estimating the potential total number of coronavirus cases in Wuhan city of China. So let's see what's coming to the Commonwealth. Like I said, we have enormous amount of people. A majority of the traffic that comes in, a majority of the traffic that does come in into the Commonwealth is from China. A majority of it, especially in the winter months, right? And especially with Chinese New Year on the horizon, right? Okay, here it is. Let's go to UK news. Let's get something from an hour ago. Oh yeah, we got the Scotland coronavirus too. That was sent to me from Jeremy from Edinburgh. Actually sent me, it was one of these articles, so we'll find it. UK politics, education, Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland. 4 people in Scotland being tested for coronavirus. Health secretary tells MP authorities are well prepared to deal with potential cases. So in Scotland and Edinburgh, they got a safety net there in place too. So if you're in Scotland, need not worry. You guys should be okay. You don't have to panic. Nobody panic. Everything's going to be okay. So 4 people in Scotland being tested with, so we got this. Prof. Jurgen Haas said he believed there would be many more cases from other cities in the UK. He said 3 cases were in Edinburgh, and other was thought to be in Glasgow. So now here's the deal. So like I said earlier, you could be in that place in China, and you could be in Glasgow in less than a day travel. So back in the day, let's say 150 years ago, if this outbreak happened, okay, and let's say there were ships traveling and there were no planes, people in Glasgow would not worry about this or have a safety net. A majority of the times, all people aboard the ships or boats that are leaving, everybody would just die on the ship, and the virus in it would die with it, right? So that's what, or just end up sinking somewhere because there'll be nobody to man the ships, right? Okay, we got ABC saying CIA is to kill China's hog population. Okay, we'll look that up right now. We got apparently originated from the West market of Wuhan. Yeah, we got that earlier in the show. Yes, so Canadians could bring it back to Canada and see it. So here it is. Tests are being carried out, and none of the patients have yet been confirmed to having this disease. They all traveled to Scotland from Wuhan. Yeah, there you go, where the outbreak is thought to have originated. So, yes, in a lot of Scotland and Ireland saw this mass phenomena of bidding wars in the housing, because we cover housing on the channel 2 years ago, and more and more foreign investing is going in there, and more, obviously, more and more people will travel to those destinations, right? Level 4 bio unit in Wuhan opened in 2018 to study the Ebola and other pathogens. Nothing to see here, says Captain Nobody. I hope you're right, Captain Nobody. You know, I'm not trying to spread fear, just trying to understand what is happening here. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, we got something from the UK here. How China's coronavirus outbreak spiraled into a global crisis. After 600 people were infected, a novel virus from the Chinese seafood market An entire city has been placed on lockdown, but the virus has already reached beyond China. So here it is. How did the coronavirus start? The virus appeared to have originated from the Wuhan. They're saying snakes, and other, like CNN is saying snakes. And then we got MSNBC saying it's from, like, seafood. And then we got other organizations saying it's from pork. So, seafood market where wild animals, including marmots. What are marmots, guys? Are they like womp rats? Rabbits, bats, and snakes are traded illegally. Of course. Coronaviruses are known to jump from animals to humans, so it's thought that the first people infected with this disease, a group primarily made up of stallholders from the seafood market, contracted it from contact of animals. A genetic analysis of the new virus by researchers at Peking University in China found that it is most similar to the kind of viruses seen in snakes. Okay, so it's a virus. It's a strain. It's a strain that's basically that is seen in snakes. So they're kind of narrowing it down is what they're hoping to find here. So this way, if you could find the host, or you could find the main cause, they could obviously, if you find the host, you'll find the cure, right? Someone's saying it's a patent from the U.S., Mike. I've heard 4,000 to 10,000 people infected from China. Doctors, yeah, it could be that too. Who knows? We don't know yet because it's kind of early, right? And I got a lot of messages during trends in the housing market. And I woke up this morning, guys, to my Facebook, and I got 144 messages on the coronavirus. Guys, if you want to message me a link or an article, go to my Facebook fan page. It has 117,000 followers. Kevin says he sent me one from Quebec. So let's look up Quebec, coronavirus Quebec, and see what's happening Eastern Canada. Quebec. Okay, this is from 3 hours ago. Let's see if we have anything for 10 minutes ago. Nope. Okay, so this one is from 5 hours ago. Quebec Public Health Agency monitoring 5 possible cases of China's coronavirus. Quebec's Public Health Agency says it isn't taking any chances when it comes to coronavirus, which has already killed over a dozen people in China. So we're getting reports that 5 people died in China, a dozen people died in China, and we're getting reports from other places that 19, and it's 100, and you know, it's going all over the place. So right here, 5 people in isolation. Horacio Arruda, Quebec's director of public health, said on Wednesday that the province is treating the situation as thought it were a health emergency. So yeah, they're putting safety nets in place. They're going to treat this like it is a major emergency. They're not going to play games with this. They're not going to play games with this in people's lives. Potential Quebec cases 17 hours ago. Let's see if we get anything from 10 minutes ago. So here's the coronavirus here and what it looks like, guys, so you guys could see. Oh, there was a picture of it. There it is. It looks like the sun. You see the coronas around? That's a sun corona, and that's basically where they call it the coronavirus. All right, so let's move on. So let's go to coronavirus. Let's see if there's anything coming out of Sydney, one of the major travel destinations for Chinese. Lucky, passengers checked for coronavirus after escaping. So these are people that have escaped. Authorities investigating potential cases of corona. This is from 8 hours ago. Authorities investigating one potential case of coronavirus in New South Wales after plane lands from Wuhan. So this must be the Wuhan airport, the information. Okay, I got Shanghai Larry here, who is messaging me from mainland China, apparently, saying, yes, people turn away hospital full of people. Mike, it's crazy. Police everywhere, even military on streets. So I hope he doesn't get himself in trouble. Boosting up Navac stock. Yeah, it could be just the face masks is selling like hotcakes. Yeah, it's a good company to invest in right now if you have a face mask or the patent on the face mask or something. Yeah, the communist number. Here you go. David Xavier comes up with the best the best point right here. The Communist Party will always fudge numbers. So if it's 5, multiply it by 100, and then, yeah, you'll get your number, especially if it's coming from a communist country. Captain Nobody saying, awesome stream, Mike. Yeah, man, we're always here. The Mike Martin's channel, man. Woo! Guys, don't forget to do a quick plug here. How long have I been live for? I've been here. How long have I been here? 25 minutes. Okay, time for a quick plug. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Guys, if you want to support this channel, please go and share a video. I don't give a crap what you share. Go to my channel. There's 4,000 videos here on my channel of my hard work, and all these people have been mysteriously unsubscribed. Go ahead and join the channel here for $1.99 Canadian a month. I think it's like $1.30 US a month. And if you can, if you're on those other channels, those other ones that I'm on, Patreon and Subscribestar, you can go on this one. Guys, don't forget to buy a t-shirt and stuff. I'm going to get a Merit stalker mug. Made this. I'm going to make a Merit harassment stalker mug. Here it is. If you guys want to message me, go ahead. I don't know why there's a long thing here. Go ahead and message me here. We got Cade Washington sending me $5. Yeah. I'm going to use that money. I'm going to use that money and take myself to downtown Atlanta. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Lots of love. There's my Facebook, guys. If you guys need to message me, go ahead and message me on there. Right now, I'm sitting at 117,000 people following that page. There's a couple of fake ones, so I'm going to start putting up the link so you don't see fake ones. Okay, let's get back to the coronavirus. So we covered Quebec. There's 5 isolated cases. Authorities investigating, and this is in New South Wales after a plane lands from Wuhan. So people would never fathom how much the Chinese travel, especially from one city that 98% of the planet the Chinese have heard of. So like 80% of the planet of a city that no one's heard of are coming into all. You got them coming in from Edinburgh, Quebec, Vancouver, Sydney, all kinds of places, Los Angeles. So guys, keep your ear to the ground because this could blow out of proportion in a way where the media takes a hold of it and spins off more fear, or it could be something that we could just take care of almost instantly. A passenger on board a flight of China's killer virus epicenter was so worried about being exposed to the infection, he waited until everyone got off the flight before leaving. The flight from Wuhan to Sydney was one of the last flights of escaping the city's lockdown of China's attempts to control the spread of the disease has killed 17 people so far. Because I don't want to walk with many people, the young male passenger who was wearing a face mask told Number 9 News. All passengers on the flight were screened before takeoff in Wuhan, and everybody, including the crew, wore face masks, and they arrived in Sydney International Airport. So they got this barometric thing to check the color, I guess, your temperature from afar. So we got Angela says, Canadian town I lived in, 8,000 people. No, 2 people who have had pig flu and nearly died. Yeah. I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but it's pretty clear to me, Mike, we're dealing with a bioweapon. It could be. So here it is, guys. So this is it. Chinese. There it is. There's the coronavirus. It's got corona stems off it. It looks like the sun. We are able to rapidly undertake testing of cases that come to our attention and either exclude or confirm those cases in a very short time frame, he said. But what if it lays dormant in somebody for, like, these viruses could lay dormant up to weeks, maybe even months. So several countries increased border health checks to guard against disease spread, including Australia, the US, UK, and Russia. North Korea has temporarily closed its border to all foreign tourists in response to the outbreak, according to travel agency that operates tours in the country. Lucky they could do that, because a lot of countries, when they close the border, man, oof. The media plays it as to play the R card. The R card. I can't really say it on here because it's going to probably potentially take down the video. The racing card. We're racing, right? All right. All right, let's keep going. So we got them in Sydney. We got them in Edinburgh, Scotland. We got cases all coming out of this one city. All right, let's move to another country. Coronavirus. Let's go to Dublin. There was a lot of activity there and a lot of foreign investing in Dublin. So let's see. Irish hospitals are on heightened alert after fears of Dublin patient. Again, coming in from the same city. A coronavirus latest HSE Ireland confirmed no cases of killer disease after suspected patients reported in Dublin hospital. So they did have people suspected, but they checked it out and it looks like they got a green light. That was from 5 hours ago, so that's been up to date. Let's keep going here. This is in the Chinese city, like a ghost town. Kildare teachers living in Chinese city hit with coronavirus. This is from the Irish Examiner. Kildare and man in Kavanagh, who is working as a teacher in the Chinese city of Wuhan, has told of precautions people are taking to avoid contracting the coronavirus. So there it is there. So here's the World Health Organization are weighing in on this. There was an excellent discussion during the committee or whatever. The decision about whether or not to declare a public health emergency of international concern is one I take extremely serious and one I am only prepared to make with appropriate consideration of all the evidence. So let's find out if these are just bushfires going out and people kind of controlling it and finding the hosts. The key is finding the hosts, right? So someone's saying to check Belfast. So we'll check Belfast right now. So we got nothing in Dublin. Yeah, man treated for symptoms in Belfast. Here we go. We're in Northern Ireland. And again, the places you would never imagine, how fast the virus could travel, right? Wherever countries do business in, very primarily, you get a lot of movement in those countries from other countries, from that specific host country, right? Coronavirus man is treated for symptoms in Belfast. A man is being treated in Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast for symptoms associated with coronavirus, an infection that has so far killed 17 people in China. BBC understand that the patient traveled to Northern Ireland from the city of Wuhan. Again, so you have flights going to everywhere in the Commonwealth, basically, from this imagine every major city in China and how many flights are going out to the Commonwealth every day. So imagine, let's say, okay, so let's take a step back. Don't worry about Wuhan or this city we're mentioning here. What about people inside the country that went to other provinces of China that didn't or couldn't afford to take a flight to the Commonwealth? Right? They couldn't afford to take a flight to the Commonwealth. So a lot of them jumped to a lot of cities they're doing business, foreign investing, buying foreign homes. 1 out of 3 Dublin properties, or 1 out of 4, are owned by foreign investors. What are they going to do? Outbreak in China? We're going to Ireland. 1 out of 5 investors in Edinburgh are Chinese foreign investors. What are we going to do? We go to Scotland, right? In the UK, it's even worse. It's like 1 out of 2.5 properties are owned by foreign Chinese investors in London. What do? Let's go back to London until this blows over, right? So the amount of flights going into these cities, you would never fathom 100 years ago. You know what I'm saying? There are more than 500 confirmed cases of coronavirus globally, which infects the lungs, starting with fever and cough. So let's go over the Commonwealth real quick here, so we can cover the entire Commonwealth. So we got Northern Ireland, we got Ireland saying it's just a little bushfire. They got it under control. China, coronavirus increased likelihood of cases in the UK, 1 quadrillion %. And the people that are honest will come forward and say, but other people won't. They just keep it quiet and pretend nothing happened, especially if they're closest to the host is where the virus was the strongest. So you got to be careful with that. So we got Belfast. Let's go to London. London, England. See, so we got something from 20 hours ago. Nothing recent. Coronavirus. World Health Organization steps back from declaring a public health emergency. UK monitors flights from China as predicting. There's about what is it? 22 direct flights a day from China. Yeah, direct flights. There's about 22, and there's like one from Canada. So it shows you like where the majority of travelers are coming from, or majority of travelers, right. So like I said, a lot of these people are just going to say, let's go to our house we bought in London and get over there and escape China, right? But no one's looking at the people escaping their own provinces in China. That's the scary part. Escaping to other provinces and not to the Commonwealth, right? European Open, here we go, from 5 hours ago. Coronavirus, ECB, gold and oil. The outbreak of coronavirus has come to the worst possible time in base London, England. So passengers arriving in Heathrow from coronavirus hit from, again. So there's probably like 5 flights a day from this city to London per day, direct flights. Passengers arriving from Heathrow from coronavirus hit Wuhan in China, said little had been done to screen them. Of course there's little that have been done. So there you go, Heathrow Airport from 5 hours ago. Apparently, they're not really doing much to screen these people from Wuhan. From coming in from Wuhan. So you get, let's say, you got maybe 2 direct flights to Scotland per day from this city. You got 2 direct flights to Ireland per day from this city. You got maybe 5 or 6 to London from this city. You probably got 5 or 6 to Canada from this city. You probably got maybe 11 to 16 direct flights from this city, right? You got maybe 18 to 22 to Australia from this city. This is going to go out this is going to go out pretty bad, guys. So you guys got to keep that in mind, right? You know, let's say this outbreak, let's reverse and say this outbreak broke out in Canada. It wouldn't be that much of a headline because a lot of people aren't leaving Canada to go to other countries. A lot of people can't afford to even drive to work or barely afford gas money to pick up their paycheck. Like, and I'm not trying to be bad about or make fun of Canadians. They're in that situation here in Canada, but we don't travel like we used to. Back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, we were big travelers, the Canadians, the Americans. Now, with people barely enough gas money to get them to work and pick up their paycheck, if Canada had this corona and it originated from Canada, America would just screen at the border and the odd flight going out, they'd screen, you know? Some essential oils should clear it up, says Jack. Jillian B saying, hi, just joined the stream. I love Scotland, so this is a bit worrying. Yeah. There you go. And then you have people leaving China from this city that are taking connecting flights to come to the Commonwealth. They're taking cheaper flights. Like, let's say they want to come to Edinburgh and they can't afford a flight, so they'll stop in Mumbai or they'll stop in Dubai and take a connecting flight because it's cheaper. So you got to keep that in mind, guys. There's more happening, right? See, these people could afford to fly. A lot of these people own foreign investing in a lot of the Commonwealth. So this is pretty scary, right? Coronavirus, London, England. So we have reports here that Heathrow Airport passengers arriving, and they're doing very little to scan them or directly from where the core or the main host was basically discovered. All right, let's move on. Let's check another in the let's say Los Angeles. This is a big one, right? Here we go. 3 hours ago. 3 passengers who arrived at LAX due to concerns over the deadly coronavirus. On average, 40 to 60 passengers arriving daily at LAX from Wuhan, China area since the health screenings for a deadly virus began at the airport on Saturday. So people are coming in. So this is not a direct flight to LAX. So if there's 40 to 60 passengers arriving from the Wuhan from the Wuhan region are doing stopovers. They're stopping in God who knows where, right? They could be stopping in Vancouver and then flying down to LA. They could be stopping, oh God, it's endless, right? An ill passenger on flight. Oh, from Mexico City! Woo! Was he tested in Mexico City? Yeah, I don't know, SA. Well, the guy looked okay to me, so we let him on the flight, SA. No, en México, carnal, yo no sabe, está mirando este güey, está bien, esta gente son así, son cansados, normalmente son gente cansado, sí, déjalo entrar en el avión, no pasa nada, so that's how they are, like, get him on the plane, it's all good. An ill passenger flight from Mexico City that landed late Wednesday in Los Angeles International Airport was taken to hospital due to concerns over deadly coronavirus, which has sickened hundreds in China since it first appeared last month. A member of the family traveling on American Airlines Flight 2546 from Mexico City had flu-like symptoms, according to an airport spokesperson. The passenger, who was traveling with family members, will undergo medical evaluation, authorities said. The flight landed in LAX at 6:45 p.m. Wednesday and was met by Los Angeles firefighters and police. So when you see that, you know it's something serious. And then you got a bunch of people sharing the air on the airplane. So that's another problem. So let's move over. Okay, so I could tell by reading these articles where direct flights are going into from this Hunan province. You have direct flights into Scotland, into Edinburgh. You have direct flights into London. You have direct flights into Dublin. And you have direct flights into Belfast. And you have direct flights into Glasgow. So, wow. Okay, that's some old. It's all old stuff. All right, let's move out of Los Angeles. San Francisco. Let's see if there's a direct flight to San Francisco. Oh, I spelled that wrong. San Francisco, 13 hours ago, 20 hours ago, 15 hours ago. Oh, they posted a flyer, so they're not doing tests. Chinese government has the city on lockdown due to the spread of coronavirus, according to state-run media. Scientists race to learn if coronavirus from China is the new SARS. 3 U.S. airports to check passengers for deadly Chinese. So San Francisco and New York. So you'll find that where there's bigger concentrations of Chinese population. In Canada, it's really tough because we got 2 major cities, and both major cities are very heavily concentrated with Chinese population. But how many are coming in from this province? Let's find out. Coronavirus, Toronto. There'll be direct flights to there for sure. Yeah, I should put up a flyer, you know. Okay, Ontario coronavirus case unlikely, but low risk. That's 17 hours ago. Toronto resident traveling to China for Lunar New Year. Hunan coronavirus concerns how fast and how deadly. Lightning rod, cities in Vancouver and Toronto could see an increase in coronavirus outbreaks. So there's not really nothing happening. There's nothing recent, even though there's about 20, 30 flights into Vancouver a day from China. You're not seeing anything here. Other countries or other cities have more of a finger on their pulse when it comes to getting the news out. Let's go to Vancouver. 18 hours ago, BC health officials testing several possible cases of coronavirus. BC prepared. So if they have a host on one of those planes or someone that was close to the host on one of those planes, they have to, because the air is circulated and recycled, they have to test everybody that was on that flight. But none of them were held into incubation or anything, or put into segregation, or put into, you know what I'm saying? Put aside for a while to make sure that it's not going to spread to the open population, right? Okay, here we go. So let's go over the footage that we got directly from the province, guys. We got direct footage from the province itself. Or let me find it here. Here we go. So we got direct footage from the province. Here goes, guys. So this is outside of one of the major hospitals in China, and you got these segregation areas to put people into. rehabilitate them and move them away from the rest of society. Here it is. They got this ventilation
家里有孩
cleaner
子
there.
的，能不出来，千万别出来。这个事儿现在远远比你们想象当中要严重，知道吗？
Man, I wish I understood what that guy was saying. And then here it is again.
武汉天河机场马上
This is the airport here, guys.
不让走了。
So it looks like they closed the airport off.
公安的都到了，我们送公安的来封机场来啦。
All right, and then we got here the hospital, people being turned away from the hospital. Oh, someone is saying, please don't leave home. So we got a translator on the channel. My friend Jasmine, she's saying he also said this is more serious than initially thought. So could it be that a lot of the hosts or the people that were closer to the host of the virus got out or managed to get out of the province or managed to get on a flight or, you know, had investment properties in the Commonwealth to basically flee? So this is coming directly from China. This is footage that was sent to me directly to our Skype channel here. So this looks like it's a train station is closed or some sort of port of entry here from what it looks like here. Yeah, this is some sort of port of entry in China. I'm not sure. And then we got... This one here has music. I don't know if I gotta be careful. It's got music on it, so... This is just, yeah, I can't play this one because it has music. So that's that. That's directly to our Skype here on the channel. You won't be seeing this on the Counterfeit News Network or anywhere else. You'll see it on Little Mike Martin's channel. Don't forget to share some videos. Katie Hopkins on Twitter showed me one about 15 minutes ago, and I see 4 or more. I guess it's people passing out with it. If the poop hits to the U.S., we need to declare immediate medical martial law. No, that's not going to happen because they're going to... what it is, we're living... I would love for that to happen. Let me correct myself. I would love to close the borders and close all the flights. And I would love for there to be some sort of correction. But the problem is now we're living in this... millennia, this new millennia, the 2020 would be, people would be more like, oh my God, get this people in here immediately and then save their lives. This is the kind of generation we're living in. Instead of closing our borders and letting other countries fix their problem, we're saying, we live in the generation where like, no, we don't want to look like race cars. Bring them in. And let's save these lives and look like we are, you know, the world's, you know, okay. Yep, there's one case confirmed in Seattle already. I got Seattle already. Let's go back to Seattle and see if we got an update. So we're going through the entire Commonwealth. So we left Vancouver. There's no updates at all. Vancouver's keeping it nice and quiet. Let's go to Seattle. Okay, we got 16 hours ago, 22 hours, 1 hour ago. LAX, here we go. Oh, we got the LAX passenger. We got that one. So we covered that one already. From Mexico City, and then they get on the plane in Mexico City. They don't get tested. So we got, after being diagnosed with one uncontroverted Seattle man. Okay, there's one confirmed virus in Seattle. Now, the question is, we need to ask ourselves is, how close was he to the host? And everyone else on that flight, have they been put into segregation, or have they put have they been all contacted that were on that flight from Mexico City? And there's like, I don't know, like 68,000 people at any given time in the Mexico City airport. It's massive. It's like one of the biggest airports I've been in my entire life. So could it, you know what I'm saying, guys? It could fly over a wall. Yeah, that's correct. Officials confirmed that the U.S. state of China coronavirus in Seattle. But that the problem is the host. How close was this person to the host? How far down the line was he, right? Okay, we got lots of comments running in here on the channel. Guys, please go below right now and share this, please. Get this out there. Let's get my channel out there. I do a lot of work for you, for everybody, and for, I do it, and I love it. I just want to be given the chance that people know that I'm here is all. So let's move out. So we went to Seattle. Let's go to, where else in the Commonwealth? We didn't check New Zealand. New Zealand is very predominantly Chinese. So very predominantly Chinese. So let's see what we got here. Government rolls out pandemic response plan following. Here we go. This is from the New Zealand Herald. Government rolls out pandemic response plan followed by China's coronavirus outbreak. The Minister of Health has pushed back against claims health authorities are not properly prepared for potential arrival of deadly coronavirus and says government is alert but not alarmed. Okay, again, they're going to be like what they did in the San Francisco airport and put up a flyer. What the flyer is going to do, it's going to create awareness to people. The flyer is the way to go nowadays. Razi Khan said, no, you got too many flights leaving that city to the Commonwealth. I mean, Africa might be safe and other continents might be safe. The Middle East might be safe from this because there's no flights from China going. I don't think there is. There might be stopovers, though. So that's what we got to watch out for. Here we go. This Minister of Health from New Zealand is talking here to the people.
Obviously, there's a mounting international concern about the outbreak of a new strain of coronavirus originating in Wuhan, China. The WHO is expected tomorrow to decide whether to declare an international public health emergency. And so we're watching that situation closely and working with international partners. The Ministry of Health has been actively monitoring the situation since the 6th of January, and they've sent out advisories on both the 6th and 10th of January to the sector.
They have no idea what the heck is going on there. I don't think this guy, I think he's just saying what he needs to be telling people. Coronavirus threat still low for New Zealand. I find that really hard to believe. Again, because New Zealand is becoming more and more predominantly Chinese. So I see it more of a health risk in New Zealand and how it's like an island that's just sitting there alongside of Australia. Yeah, Three Right Guys Game Podcasting, who sent us the footage earlier on Skype that we've seen a few times on the show, saying that it's a lie, people are rioting. I have footage of that also. Yeah, we played all your videos except the one with the music because I can't play that one. New Zealand has responsibility to protect. I think New Zealand's going to be like, yeah. And then something happens. They're like, oh, look what's happening now. Oh, my God. So I think New Zealand is I think they're not really taking this as serious as the United States is. I think of all countries that are taking this serious, I think it would be the United States, Ireland, Scotland are the three countries that are taking this really serious. Especially the one at LAX when the ambulance and fire trucks went to go pick up the guy, right? Okay, we got something here coming from Jasmine, my friend. No need to panic. Singapore.
I think it's a matter of time before we have a case. It's bound to happen because there's such intense coming and going between Singapore and China. And in fact...
Okay, no need to panic. Singapore better prepared for Wuhan virus. I can't even pronounce that. Wuhan virus outbreak after SARS, says Prime Minister Lee. Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong said on Thursday, on the 23rd of January, there is no need to panic in Singapore as the country is much better prepared to cope with the Wuhan virus outbreak since it experienced a severe acute respiratory syndrome. So there is a little bit of movement between those countries. I think a majority of countries that need to worry, I think, are in the Commonwealth. So we're not getting too much from Canada. There's just putting up flyers. So we're getting Ireland taking it seriously, and Scotland and parts of the United States. Coronavirus, New York. There's about 8 direct flights to New York from this city in China. Try to contain coronavirus. There's nothing here, guys. This is all from January 21st. There's nothing recent here. An hour ago. Here we go. An hour ago. Coronavirus concerns triggers as new guidance for travelers. This was posted 2 hours ago, updated an hour ago. So this is what's happening here in China. People are getting tested. It looks like they're power washing things and cleaning the drainage systems. U.S. Department of State has issued new guidance for travelers due to concerns about the outbreak of the pneumonia-like virus. The Chinese city of Wuhan and the U.S. health officials are recommending that people avoid all non-essentials travel to the city. Yo, what's up?
First of all, if the Australian news and the Western media have been lying, they say they've been calm. There's footage of people rioting right now and them deploying the military all over the place.
Yes, I got word from
people are panicking. People are panicking too. The hospitals have been overloaded. They're lying about the official numbers.
Right.
It's spreading. It's airborne. It's spreading much faster. Thirdly, there was a bioweapons facility in Wuhan City, and there's an exact patent of a bat-like disease. Mm-hmm. That's patent. We looked up the patent. Fourthly, what was it? There's so much of the stuff that
I got word from Shanghai Larry already on the ground there in mainland China. He's telling me that there's military all over the place.
Yeah, it's and it's reported in Scotland already, by the way.
Yeah, I already got that. I already covered the entire Commonwealth, dude. I already went through the entire Commonwealth. I went through.
I'm digging through what I have right now.
Oh, okay. I went through Scotland.
There's so much.
Through Edinburgh, Glasgow. There's a lot of direct flights going into the Commonwealth. I'm not too concerned about the Middle East, Africa, even Russia or any of those countries. Not too worried. I'm more concerned about the Commonwealth because of a lot of these countries are becoming more and more predominantly Chinese, right? So.
Yeah, by the way, this if you end up getting this disease, it requires you be hooked up to a respirator. I'm not sure if you're aware.
Yeah.
There's only 62,000 of those respirators across the U.S. in hospitals.
Wow.
62,000 units. So there's not enough of those. That's another fun fact that I ended up digging up.
Here's New York. New York. Coronavirus concern triggers new guidance for travelers. The U.S. Department of State has issued a new guidance for travelers due to the concerns about the outbreak of the pneumonia-like virus, Chinese city of Wuhan. But it's phenomenal.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, now I remember what I wanted to tell you that was really important. Okay, so the symptoms is usually a fever, but they're also noticing that not all infected are showing signs of symptoms.
Exactly. I've been covering that on the show the last hour.
Basically, I didn't know that. And there is also people that are showing symptoms that are mitigating those symptoms so they can escape.
Exactly. So I was talking about that, people taking flights and taking connecting flights, and people on that airplane that are sharing the air. Basically, if they're
infecting the airplane,
right? If they were close to the host, how close were they to the host? That's dangerous. How many people left that province in China or state in China to go to another province? We don't know, right? We're looking at the flights, and we're looking at...
It's the same tactic that people used. The Doctors Without Borders, a lot of those guys were infected with Ebola. They were fully aware that they were infected with Ebola, but they wanted to go home for Christmas. So what they do to mitigate the symptoms, they took a bit of Tylenol and whatever, and the doctors knew how to pass the tests. Because right now they're heat scanning people to make sure that they're not infected, which it's actually... The virus sometimes doesn't operate that way on certain individuals, and not only that, people are using techniques to mask the fact that if they're infected or not. So in reality,
it is Chinese
our
New Year.
Canadian government and our Western governments, they're letting people in, and then they're doing a heat test. They should be taking blood samples of people, and the incubation period for this virus is much longer than SARS, meaning it doesn't necessarily show signs immediately. There's a reason why the Chinese government is quarantining, and I believe it's now 2 cities. And they're also using the Air Force to drop powder, disinfectant powder, over the city, just blanket it. So what we're being told is not the truth. It's way worse than what I'm saying. And the way the military is acting, like I said, it points more to a fact that some bioweapon was released, either by stupidity or by force. Who knows?
Well, here's the deal. A lot of people are leaving leaving to the Commonwealth for Chinese New Year, right? So you know that in Vancouver, Chinese New Year dwarfs any other Canadian holiday we have when it comes to
what we should be doing. What we should be doing is closing the freaking the airport. We should be banning all flights from China. Period. This is the stupidity. This is stupidity from the highest freaking degree.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. I totally understand. So we have coronavirus man treated for symptoms in Belfast. We have it in Scotland. We have it in Edinburgh. We have it in
France,
Glasgow. We got it in
Mexico.
London. You know, cities like London and San Francisco. You know what they're doing? They're putting up a flyer in the airport to erase concern.
Yeah, flyers going to save us all.
Flyers.
I'd be freaking fumigating those freaking those airplanes, and I'd be sending them back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be letting them touch down.
Well, they are touching down, and like I said, like I was telling people, if this was a Canadian-born virus, well, the world wouldn't need to worry so much because the Canadian population has no money to travel, right? Not a good portion of the population can't just jump on the plane and go to Scotland whenever they feel like. You know what I'm saying? So they wouldn't have to worry too much if it was a Canadian-born virus. But because it's coming from a country that has over 1 billion people, and there's like over maybe 200 flights to the Commonwealth from that one province, we're in a lot of trouble, dude.
Another thing people are not aware of is this stuff is so infectious that one patient was at a hospital in China when it was like day one, and he ended up infecting 13 staff.
Right.
That's how infectious it is.
Yeah, has already killed at least 17 people in China. And
that's what the official number is. There's people reporting right now that elderly in their homes have died en masse. And they haven't even cleared out the bodies.
Really?
It's a rumor, but I don't like what the government is saying is already a lie. Because, like I said, the video footage that I gathered up and I was sent last night paints a completely different picture. And not only that, there was more videos surfacing of rioting, which tells me. And then if you look at the Australian news around the same period, they're like, everything is calm. Everything is fine. It's very mellow here. And then there's a video surfaces off of Twitter and then reaches 4chan. And then it's like, oh, look, rioting. Doesn't seem like people are calm. It seems like Australian news just flat out lied.
Yeah, well, of course.
And if you notice, and most of the footage from yesterday from the Western media was them all showing a UN panel talking about if we're going to declare. They weren't showing any footage. I've noticed there's a bit more footage as of today, but that's probably because all this other footage was starting to surface and people started questioning the media. They're like,
another city where it's predominantly Chinese is New York City, and it's on high alert as deadly coronavirus spreads around the globe. There's about 11 flights from that. So imagine from December, early January to now, how many flights went into New York City from this province of China?
I'm going to show you a patent. I'm going to send it to your Skype right now, a patent. I'm sending it now. Like I said, there's a patent for this shit, and then I'm going to show you there was a bioweapons facility in Wuhan.
Oh, I can't open the Skype when I'm talking to you on it.
It's okay. I can send you the link. I'll post it into the chat if you prefer.
Oh, we already covered. Sam Hanks is asking about San Francisco.
Well, it's but I'm trying to show that the disease is patented.
Oh, it's a patent disease. Yeah, we know that. Someone said that earlier in the comments at the beginning of the show. So we got, what's his name? Oh, here it is. Patent of the disease here. Coronavirus patent, description, field of the invention, background of the invention, summary of aspects of the invention. and there's all just, it's under Justia patents. Oh man, this thing goes on. This is 140 pages long of the patent of the coronavirus and what it is, and what it's been patented for, and who owns the virus. So no, San Francisco, they put up a flyer, I think in San Francisco, at the airport, a flyer to protect people. So these cities that are predominantly Chinese would have to worry, like Vancouver, Toronto, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, Oregon, the whole West Coast.
I told my boss if this stuff starts spreading here in Canada, then I guess he shouldn't be showing up for work in Vancouver on Kingsway to open a shop and just close the shop.
We got also places you would worry about would be New York. Now Miami is kind of maybe somewhat of a problem. Other places you should worry about is London, England. They're not doing nothing. New Zealand.
No one should be excited about this disease. In my opinion, because as Sam Hanks said, this is so exciting. You shouldn't be really that excited, and especially if you're an older gentleman past the age of 30 to 40, because that's who kills the disease kills. Mm-hmm. It's people of the older age, and it causes acute organ failure and other sorts of nasty shit.
Yeah, I don't want to get that. I'm over 40, and I don't want to. I want to live long enough to see my kids get older.
I was talking to Supreme. He's like, you'll be fine, Leaf, but it'll be me who dies if I catch this shit.
Yeah. Right. Okay, I gotta get to work. I gotta go open my store. I gotta open in about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna let you go. We'll do a Mike in the Night on mass pandemics and see what happens with this. If we'll know by Saturday where this is gonna head, right?
Supreme Chems just said the boomer plague has arrived.
Yeah, the boomer plague. Yeah.
This is how they deal with the elderly, apparently. Maybe this is a conspiracy theory.
Who knows? Anyways, okay, I'll let you go. And you have yourself...
This is how they fix the one-child policy problem, the demographic cliff.
Probably. Anyways, okay, I'm going to let you go. You have yourself a great day, okay?
Of course. Ciao for now, my friend. Bye-bye.
Okay, we got Leaf there. So there's the patent for the coronavirus itself. It's a couple of 100 pages long if you want to read it. And who owns the virus. There it is there. Wow, this thing goes on for pages and pages. So that's it there. Guys, please share this video. I'm going to go open my store. Guys, please share this video. If you're living in the Commonwealth, and there's a very good chance if you're in the Commonwealth and the United States, Western United States, there's a very good chance that the infection is already maybe in your country. New Zealand is saying there's nothing wrong, when realistically there might be something wrong. Australia is kind of pushing it aside too. And the amount, a lot of those countries now are becoming more and more predominantly Chinese. So obviously there'll be more traffic between the countries. And like I said, if it was a Canadian-born virus, a lot of people wouldn't have to worry too much about it, because the average Canadian nowadays are $200 away from being bankrupt. They're not going to buy a ticket to go to Glasgow. They're not going to buy a ticket to go to London, England. They're not going to buy tickets. It's more, So let's see what happens. Guys. We like to talk facts here on this channel, be realistic, get on guests that make a difference. I want to thank Three Right Guys Gaming Podcast for coming on, and I was also thank him for giving us that footage from on the ground there in China that we got here in the show earlier. We showed you the footage. Guys, please share the channel, and if you haven't yet, please go join the channel. Supreme Cannon, join the channel for $1.99 a month. If you can, please join. Also, go to Teespring and buy a t-shirt or something, a mug or something, and I'd appreciate it. And if you want to message me, here you go. I'm going to give you my direct Facebook to message me. Owen saying, Mike, if Canadians want to travel, they're just going to go to take out a loan, especially when the pandemic is around. Yeah, they'll get a loan to travel. So there it is, guys. You could follow me there. Go ahead and follow me there on Facebook, and go ahead and message me if you can. If you have an article or something, please message me on there. I don't have my Skype on all week long. We already confirmed that Mike in the Night will be pandemic. Yeah, planes can make this your town plane overnight. Yeah, of course. Watch this transmission from the beginning if you're just joining us, and we will be doing pandemic. We're going to get Supreme Cannon and all our guests the Raven to brush up on mass pandemics and maybe go over some of it historically and go over what's happening today and how our reach is so much more powerful than it was 100 years ago. Our reach of being anywhere at almost any time nowadays. Thanks for watching. Comment below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.